all things considered, we were kind of expected to win this game. But 3 points is 3 points, and considering the run of games we've been on, how we've not really been performing to our max, how our tactics haven't maybe been on point for about 6 game weeks now, we could take as many points as we can at this point. Hey, NarendraTheComic here. Right now, we're just going to be talking about the Spurs versus Sheffield United game today. 3-1 was the result. Could have been a lot more. Sheffield United didn't have that many chances. 2 or 3 good ones. Spurs had about 8, where we could have genuinely have scored like 8. It could have been that bad for Sheffield, but apparently our finishing has just not been the same way it's been when compared to the start of the season, when we were banging in 6s and 5s and 7s. We've not had that for a little while, and there's tactical reasons why that's happened, but 3-1 is 3-1, 3 points are 3 points, and we actually had a pretty good performance from practically everyone. Everyone had a good game. Lloris had a good game. Reguilon had a good game. Aurier had a good game. I mean, Dyer was good. Davis also good in that centre-back position on the left-hand side. Rodon, still not sure about him, alright, I'll talk about that, not sure. But everyone else had a really good game as well. It's just how it went. We started off quickly, Sonny banging in a corner, Aurier getting on top of it, and he's been playing well defensively, got a goal offensively, doing the bits in both boxes nowadays, Aurier. I'm saying Doherty is a good asset for Spurs just because he's spurred on Aurier to become a better footballer overall. So something's worked out here. I don't know if Matt Doherty is even the guy. I think it might be Aurier long term for the next 2-3 years. It might be. So we started off well, but I do feel that Rodon just wasn't clicking. Whenever he was on the ball, he was a bit shaky, he was a bit jittery, and when he was in one-on-one duels, I kind of felt like he was a liability most of the time. But he did have one good recovery run where some Sheffield United attacker kind of turned Dyer on his shoulder, and he made a good run to cut out the danger there. But other than that, I really don't think he had that good a game. He's still got time, but I'm not completely convinced by him at this moment in time. Sanchez, you have Tanganga, and Tanganga might be injured still, I'm not sure, and you have Toby on the bench. It's like, guys, let's just try and be solid here. I understand it's about rotation and giving players the rest, which is important, but I'm not sure this guy can play in those big matches. I don't think he can. Son again, though, hit the post for a second game in the row. Not an easy chance, just like the one from last week. But the way he's been playing, he probably should have finished it. I mean, he did get an assist today again, so he's not exactly doing nothing on the pitch. Kane scored, obviously, his customary goal, as he does. I think he's now joint second top of the goal-scoring chart with Son. I think only Salah's above them. But when you take into account Kane's assists as well this season, it's bonkers. It's nuts. So he scored his goal. Ndombele, I'll get to his goal in a second, but the flariness this guy was playing with today, it was unbelievable. All right, the passes he was making, I got that wrong twice. The passes he was making were insane. They were like, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing the type of stuff he's doing, wriggling away from people, all right? Doing some out-of-the-boot side passing like, oh yeah, easy shit. No, that's not easy. Sometimes I'd say don't be doing that. But then it came to the goal and it's like, what did I just see? What did I see just now? I don't know. But the goal, it went in. The ball went into the net. And the nuts thing is, he meant to do it. I know he meant to do it. It wasn't like Davis's or Harry Winks' goal from like in the Europa League 3-4 weeks ago. Ndombele meant this. You knew what he was doing. He knew the keeper was off his line. He said, I'm going to do you right now. I'm telling you, just get Hjulberg, Ndombele and Sabitzer in that midfield. I don't know what will happen. I don't know, but I like the possibilities of what could happen with that midfield. So those 3 goals were great. The problem was when we were 2-0 up, we kind of got pegged back by Southampton scoring a goal because of the tried and tested scenario which we have this season. We had this problem where we sat back too much once more, you know, but then Ndombele does his business and kind of opens the game up, and we end up winning 3-1. It could have been a very different scenario if Ndombele hadn't got that wonder goal, that worldie out of nowhere. Because I feel like if he hadn't done that, we may have just sat further and further back as the game went on, been pegged further back, and then eventually the pressure's going to come, and it's going to explode as pressure does, and we might have some problems. We could have had some problems there at 2-1 if we hadn't done what we did, but I think the fact we did do what we did showed the intent that we had, and we weren't going to sit back, and we were on the front foot, and we were on the front foot for most of the game. We were playing expansively. We were occasionally doing the counter-attack because that's just part of football, but the way we played was much better on the eye, and I think against the lower teams, Mourinho knows, and no offense, Sheffield had a great season last year, but against the teams who do not play expansively, you have to be the ones who play like that. Against the teams who do play expansively, we can do the counter-attacking style and get the result. So I think it's just about shifting styles, shifting tactics, and working around different teams, and that's what a manager's there for. He might have figured it out now that this is what you need to do against the lower teams in the league and against the better teams who play and try and really push you to the extreme. Against them, do them on the counter. Just do it. As I said, pretty much everyone had a good game. Bergwijn also had a good game. I do feel, though, that his general play is becoming more defensive, and that's because Mourinho wants that of him. But I feel he just keeps the ball too long. I don't think he delivers the ball quickly enough. He doesn't get it out of his feet quickly enough most of the time. For the Tanguy goal, he did, and it was great, and it was innovative, and it was clever, and it was good movement from Tanguy and from him. But normally, he's very quick to keep the ball to himself, and I think he needs to maybe get rid of that a little bit. It's what Lamela has. It's what Son used to have in his first year and a half at Spurs, and it didn't help them. It definitely hasn't helped Lamela. I think it's something that he can remove from his game, and I think it's something he should remove from his game. But Kane, just to move on to that, Kane, I think, loses his focus at the end of a game. And it's not any fault of his own, to be fair. It's because he's playing so defensively minded, and he's playing as a defensive mid for like 20-30% of the game, that by the time he's coming forward in the 80th, 90th minute, he doesn't have the energy. Maybe it's fatigue, you know. You can't play like that consistently, running up and down the pitch all the time. I think maybe he needs to go back to either saying, I'm going to play as a number 10, or I'm going to play as a striker, because doing all these runs, I don't think it's helping him out in terms of his finishing come the latter parts of the game. Call me wrong, call me crazy. Kane is one of the best players in the world regardless, but I think maybe the defensive duties is taking its toll on his attacking performance, and I'm not sure that's really that good. But Ndombele played 90 minutes. I don't get how that works, but he finally did it, which is insane, crazy, and indeed a man of the match performance. So good job. Third, fourth in the table, close. The title race is indeed close. Maybe we can do it. Who knows? Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. If you didn't, then Jose Mourinho, the man, is going to come after you. You don't want that. He's going to talk shit about your life, about your wife, about your kids. You don't want that. You really don't. So just subscribe anyway to avoid that. I've been NarendraTheComic. You've been great. We'll see you next time. That's tomorrow. If you don't know, make a video every single day. You've been doing it every day for over 2 years now. We ain't stopping till we get 10,000 subscribers. So do subscribe. Pop back again tomorrow for some more quality shitty content. So hashtag never not here. Just how it goes. We also bring the bakwas. Bakwas means nonsense in Punjabi. People know that. Most people don't. Some people do. But do indeed come back tomorrow for more bakwas, because it's basically the same every day. Slightly different, but basically the same. See you tomorrow. Skadoosh.